These are my audience members. I'm Braxton White. Most people call me Brax, and the title of my speech is A Killing Headache. So imagine you're hanging out with your family on a Sunday evening, watching the NFL game, boom, a big tackle. Your team ends the game off with a win, but the opposing team, their quarterback doesn't get up and has to be wheeled off in a stretcher. So, for relevance, we all have a favorite sport where we watch it, compete in it, or just enjoy it. My credibility is I'm a college athlete and I myself have experienced a concussion. My thesis statement is that CTE is a big problem and we need to bring more attention to it. So, to preview what I'm going to talk about, first I'm going to talk about what CTE is, the effects of CTE, and third off, how we can prevent it. So, what is CTE? We all know an athlete, whether it's ourselves, someone we watch on TV, and we don't know how CTE could affect them or affect their chance in playing that sport. And this is what I want to shine the light on. So first off, I want to talk about a concussion because they're very similar. A concussion is similar in the sense that it involves trauma dealt to the head. The way that Kimball explained it is TBI, which is traumatic brain injury. This could stimulate from trauma dealt to the body, which causes the brain to whiplash back and forth in the head. This is similar to CTE in the sense that it's trauma going on in the brain, but the difference is the severity and the time that has occurred. With CTE, it's been more severity damage because it's been more instances of trauma dealt to the head over a longer period of time. So the main difference, as I said, is just the amount of time and the amount of injuries. From here, I want to transition over to the effects of CTE. We all have something that we love to do, and we would hate to not be able to do it. So what I want to do is describe some symptoms we can look out for to keep us doing what we love. So according to CTE NHS, some of the minor symptoms are short-term memory loss. This would consist of not being able to remember your phone number, asking the same question over and over, slowed movements, mood swings, minor depression, or even, as some would say, being a hothead, just getting angry over little things. Major symptoms would include slurred speech, not being able to talk correctly, slowed movements, not being able to control your own body, and in extreme cases, death. And from here, I want to talk about the Netflix series A Killer Inside, Aaron Hernandez. He's a prime example, and the documentary talks about his pre and post CTE symptoms. And with Aaron Hernandez, it shows his mind and his actions, how CTE have affected them both, the way he thinks and the way he operates. And while it's no excuse to excuse him killing someone, it does help understand how CTE can change a person. He had level 3, which was the most extreme case. And again, as I said, it's no excuse, but it does help you understand. So ending off with that point, I want to talk about what we can do to prevent this. So first off, what we can do to prevent this is simply being honest. There's no way to tell, there's no x-ray, there's no test we can do that can tell us what CTE is. So it begins with you being honest with yourself, with your trainers, and with your doctors. And a lot of times as athletes, we get caught up on winning the game and not wanting to actually put ourselves first and worry about our health. And so with this, I want to talk about our honesty. And I fall victim to this myself. So if we could just be honest and admit that we're experiencing some troubles or not everything's okay, we could be able to stop this issue. And furthermore, the big one is a rule change. Targeting. In football, targeting is helmet-to-helmet contact. And this being limited, and if it occurs in a game, that player will be removed from the game because this is not a part of it, and we don't want anyone injured. So that will reduce the amount of trauma to the head, and it will furthermore keep our players on the field. So with this, to restate my thesis, CTE is a big problem, and we should bring more attention to it. My main point, as I told you what CTE is, the effects of it, and what we can do to prevent it. And in closing, next time you're watching your favorite athlete, imagine if that was their last play, if they never left the game after that and that was the last time you seen them. And these are my cards.